Is moving to Scottsdale, Arizona in 2026 actually worth it? Or are people just falling for the Instagram version of the city without seeing what life really looks like once you're living here day to day? I see this question come up a lot, and videos out there will either make Scottsdale sound like paradise on earth or try to scare you away from it. I'm not going to do either of those things today. I'm going to give you the real picture, the good, the not so great, and the stuff most people only figure out after they've already moved. I had a client last year who relocated here from California. Super excited, beautiful North Scottsdale home, and within about 6 months she called me saying that she wished someone had told her a few of these things up front. That call is basically why I'm making this video. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I live and work in the Northeast Phoenix, North Scottsdale, and Cave Creek areas of Phoenix. These are areas where you'll find some of our most sought after master plan communities, like Desert Ridge, Sky Crossing, McDowell Mountain Ranch, Greyhawk, DC Ranch, Troon, Tatum Ranch, Dove Valley, you name it. And the list goes on, just to name a few. I've been helping buyers and sellers navigate this specific market for years. And today I'm going to walk you through the real pros and cons of living in Scottsdale, Arizona, so that if this city is on your radar, you go in with your eyes open. So let's get to it. Pro number one, the lifestyle here is genuinely hard to beat. Let me start with actually what makes Scottsdale so attractive in the first place, because it's real and it's worth talking about. What it's actually like living in Scottsdale comes down to this. The city is clean, it's beautiful, and it's set up in a way that makes daily life feel polished. Clean streets, well-maintained neighborhoods, beautiful desert landscaping, everywhere you look. It's not by accident. Scottsdale has a long history of taking city planning seriously, and it shows. The amenities here are legitimately world-class. You have golf courses everywhere. Scottsdale has over 200 in the city limits. You have resort-style spas, high-end dining, Scottsdale Fashion Square, Kierland Commons, Scottsdale Quarter for shopping. Old Town Scottsdale has a thriving restaurant and nightlife scene that honestly rivals a lot of major coastal cities. And when it comes to outdoor recreation, the McDowell Sonoran Preserve alone has over 225 miles of trails right inside the city limits. These are not small amenities, they're major perks. And here's the thing about the weather. Scottsdale gets over 300 sunny days per year. Yes, summers are brutal, and I'll get to that in a minute, but the winters and the shoulder seasons here are absolutely spectacular. Mild temperatures, clear skies, outdoor everything. From October through April, Scottsdale is generally one of the most pleasant places to live in the entire country. That 8-month window is the reason why so many people from colder states make the move and never go back. Con number one, the summer heat is not a joke. Okay, so I said I'd get to the summers. Let's talk about it honestly. Is Scottsdale, Arizona a good place to live? For most of the year, absolutely. But the summer is one thing that genuinely filters people out, and you need to understand it before you commit. Average daily high temperatures from June through August run around 102 to 106 degrees. That's not an occasional hot day. This is daily reality for 3 months. WeatherSpark data shows Scottsdale temperatures range from about 44 degrees in the coldest months all the way up to 106 at peak summer seasons. When it's that hot, your outdoor activity window basically becomes 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., maybe after 8 p.m. Everything between is in the air conditioning inside. And speaking of AC, your summer electric bills are going to be significantly higher than you're probably used to. A realistic estimate for a single-family home in the summer months is somewhere between $250 and $450 a month in electricity costs, sometimes more depending on the size of the home. Compare that to winter bills, though, that often run $80 to maybe $150, and you can kind of see how it averages out. The good news is that if you've been living somewhere with brutal winters, Chicago, Denver, the Northeast, you might honestly find that trading snow shoveling and frozen pipes for 3 hot months is a trade that you're happy to make. A lot of transplants feel exactly that way, but go into knowing what the summers are actually like. Don't let that January weather fool you into thinking it's like that all year round. Pro number 2, the real estate market has real long-term strength. This is something I talk about with buyers and sellers constantly, because the Scottsdale real estate market update for 2026 tells a genuinely interesting story. As of early 2026, the average home value in Scottsdale sits around $848,000, with median sale prices coming in around $880,000. North Scottsdale zip codes, places like 85255, DC Ranch, Grayhawk, they're consistently among the most expensive in the entire state of Arizona. And that premium exists for a reason. Demand here is persistent. It's not driven by speculation. It's driven by a real lifestyle that real people want to live. What's interesting about the current market is that we have more inventory and more days on market than we did in 2021 and 2022. The median time to pending is sitting around 39 days as of early 26. That's not a frenzied seller's market, but it's also not a distressed market. What it actually means for buyers is that you have genuine negotiating room right now, especially on anything that's been sitting for 45 days or longer. That kind of buyer leverage simply did not exist 3 years ago. For sellers, particularly those in luxury communities, North Scottsdale, Grayhawk, DC Ranch, values have held up well. The Scottsdale housing market forecast for this year points toward continued stability with modest appreciation in the premium northern zip codes, which is exactly what you want if you're making a long-term investment. Con number 2, the cost of living is higher than most people expect. Let's talk real numbers, because this is one of the mistakes to avoid when moving to Scottsdale: underestimating the full cost of living before you commit. The cost of living in Scottsdale, Arizona runs about 14% above the national average overall. But here's the part that catches people off guard. Housing specifically is 42% above the national average. Average monthly rent in Scottsdale is around $2,068, and if you're buying, you're looking at a median home price around $830,000 to $900,000, depending on the neighborhood and the property type. Entry-level single-family homes run roughly $550,000 to $750,000 in 2026. If you want a condo or townhome, the accessible end starts around $350,000, but the better options are north of $500,000. Compared to Phoenix, Mesa, or Gilbert, where you can find solid family homes in the $400,000 to $550,000 range, Scottsdale asks you to pay a real premium. And that premium extends beyond housing. Groceries run about 5% above the national average. Dining and entertainment in certain parts of Scottsdale, it's priced at resort city level. The median household income in Scottsdale is around $107,000. If you're coming in well above that, the lifestyle is very accessible. If you're right at that number or below, the math gets tighter than it looks from the outside. If you're trying to sort out which specific Scottsdale neighborhoods actually fit your budget and your lifestyle, that's exactly the kind of conversation I love having. The difference between the right community and the wrong one in this market is significant, and I can help you get clear on that very quickly. My contact information is right in the description below. You can also reach me directly at 602-818-1481. So let's keep going. Pro number 3. Safety and community feel, especially in North Scottsdale. Is Scottsdale, Arizona safe? The short answer is yes, especially in the northern and northeastern areas. A 2026 Arizona Crime Overview specifically names DC Ranch, Whisper Rock, Oncala, Terra Vita, and Sonoran Heights as some of the safer neighborhoods in the Scottsdale corridor. And in my experience working in this area, that tracks completely. Neighborhoods like Grayhawk, DC Ranch, and the broader North Scottsdale communities are gated, semi-gated, they're well-maintained, and have active HOAs that genuinely care about the neighborhood environment. The community feel here is real. These are people who choose Scottsdale intentionally. They're invested in the city, involved in their HOAs, and they take care of their properties. That creates a neighborhood culture that's hard to quantify, but very easy to feel when you're walking around or taking your kids to the park. Con number 3, you will need a car for pretty much everything. That is something that catches people off guard, especially buyers coming from denser cities, living in Scottsdale versus Phoenix. Both are car dependent, but Scottsdale takes it further, particularly in North Scottsdale. The city is spread out. There is no meaningful subway system. Old Town has walkability in the core, but once you move on to the master plan communities further north, you're driving everywhere. Grocery stores, gyms, school, doctor office, everything involves getting in the car. For some people, that's no issue. For people coming from walkable cities where they've spent years without needing a car, it takes adjustment. And if you have teenagers who aren't yet driving, you become their full-time transportation. Just something to factor into the equation early. Pro number 4, North Scottsdale is the sweet spot of the metro. I want to close on a pro that I genuinely believe, and it's something I tell every client that's seriously considering this part of Arizona. Here's one of the secret pros and cons of Scottsdale, Arizona, a secret pro that most people outside this market don't fully appreciate. North Scottsdale, Greyhawk, DC Ranch, that corridor, and the areas that border Northeast Phoenix, they sit at a genuinely unique intersection of lifestyle, access, and long-term value. You get luxury, resort-style living without being in the middle of a tourist area. You get easy freeway access to the 101, the 51 without the brutal commute math of the western and southern corridors. You get proximity to Cave Creek, more relaxed, more outdoorsy, more small-town feeling. While still being 20 minutes from everything, Scottsdale offers communities like DC Ranch, McDowell Mountain Ranch, Greyhawk, Tatum Ranch. They're all designed for a certain lifestyle and they deliver it consistently. So is Scottsdale right for you, you ask? If you value safety, beauty, outdoor recreation, strong long-term home values, and a lifestyle that feels elevated without feeling pretentious, this Northeast corridor might be exactly where you're supposed to land. So when you hear people planning about moving to Scottsdale, Arizona in 2026, the truth is more layered than a simple yes or no. You have genuinely exceptional lifestyle amenities, strong long-term real estate fundamentals in the northern zip codes, and safety and community feel that's hard to find at this scale. The real trade-offs, the summer heat, the cost premium over the rest of the Phoenix metro, and the car dependency are real. But for the right buyer or seller, they are absolutely worth it. Thanks so much for watching. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Scottsdale or anywhere in the Northeast Phoenix and Cave Creek corridors, I'd love to talk with you about what's actually available right now. There are some solid opportunities in this market for buyers who come in prepared, and if you're selling, I can walk you through exactly what your home's position looks like heading into the rest of 2026. I'm Tracy Williamson, and I specialize in the Northeast Phoenix and North Scottsdale corridor, Desert Ridge, Greyhawk, DC Ranch, McDowell Mountain Ranch, Tatum Ranch, Cave Creek, the list goes on. My contact information is right in the description below, and you can reach me directly at 602-818-1481. Whether you're buying or selling or relocating from out of state or just trying to figure out which neighborhood actually fits your life, I'm here to help you make the right move. Get in touch and let's figure out if Scottsdale might be your next chapter, and I'll see you in the next video.